Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to create a project for LDRS Creative, and I'm using a stamp set called A View for All Seasons. This is such a cute stamp set because that window there has coordinating dies that you could pick up if you wanted to, and the dies will create an interactive window that opens and closes. So cute. And I love the elements in here that will create windows for all different seasons. So I brought in my Misty. The window was pretty much a solid image, and I want to make sure I could double stamp. So this is my positioning tool, and it's going to help me with my inking. I'm going to take the shutters, place that on my cardstock, and then we'll take the little kitty cat. And there's a front and a back to the kitty cat, which is so neat. We're just using the front today, but I like that there's an option available, especially if you want to put him on the inside and outside of the window. I thought that's cute. Or have him looking outside the window or inside, I guess whatever scene you want to build on the outside or inside. Okay, enough jibber jabber. I'm going to ink up my images with my Raven ink pad, stamp that on my cardstock. And as I did this, you could see I put too much pressure on my flower cluster, and so we ended up not using the flower pot and then the little flowers that go inside of it. And kind of worked out better because I had a lot going on and I was happy with the outcome with just using the pumpkins. So my images look great. I'm going to set this aside and grab another piece of cardstock, and we're going to stamp 2 more pumpkins for good measure, 3 for good measure. And then I'm going to zoom in, grab my Copic markers. I listed them up in the corner for you guys, but while I color, I'm going to play a little bit of music, and then when I'm done coloring, I will get you back. Okay, coloring is all done. Now I'm going to take the coordinating dies, if I can get them out of the package here. Okay, and then I'm just going to separate each one of them. Now the window die comes in 2 different pieces. I'm going to keep them together to die cut out my window, and then I'll separate them so I can create a backing and later on. But it's nice that everything has coordinating dies. So I just die cut them out, running those through my die cut machine, and I think it looks so fun. Okay, using a piece of white cardstock, I'm going to create a background panel, and to color it in, I'm going to use one of my LDRS Creative ink pads. This one here is called Swimming Hole. I'm just adding a little bit of blue using my blending tool, and then this is the second, or the outline die of my window. I just separated them, and then I can cut out a background panel with this. So we're going to do a little layering, and I like that you can separate them. Okay, for my window, I'm going to add some foam adhesive, and I'm going to add it to the left and right and bottom. The top piece, the archway, was really too thin to add foam tape to, but no worries. And I wanted to make sure that my window still opened and closes, so I'm just using foam tape again to the left and to the right and to the bottom. Just remove the release paper and add my window to my background. And I think it looks so cute. You look at how you can open it. I just love that. Just little things, I guess, that just make me happy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use my tape runner and adhere our window directly to my background panel here. This panel is 4 inches by 5 1/4. It's going to leave me a little bit of a border on my card base. I'll just tap down my window, kind of fluff open my window panes, And then we're going to go ahead and add our shutters. I went ahead and added foam tape behind these as well, placing one to the left and one to the right. And they're not very even. I guess I wouldn't make a great contractor, so I got to adjust them a little bit. And then we're going to add our flower box. Now the flower box I double layered on my foam tape, so it's one level higher than my window and my shutters. Place that on the bottom. And then I thought it'd be cute to have my little kitty sitting on the inside of the window with those windows open. Our kitties like to sit in the window sills, so I thought this would look really cute. Just making sure he'll fit in the window pane there. Okay, before we adhere our pumpkins, I thought we need a little background for the bottom of our house. So I'm going to bring in some border dies. This is called In the Grass border dies. And there's two dome shaped or two hill shapes and then one straight. I'm going to use both of the hills. To create my grass, I'm going to be doing some ink blending on some white cardstock. I'm using an ink pad that is called Olive Branch. I wanted two different tones of green hillsides. So this one I'm going really heavy with my ink. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to flip it around and go a little bit lighter on the reverse side of this panel. That way I have two different shades. And I think this is going to work out great. I'll take both of my grassy hillsides here, add them to the top and to the bottom. One of them is going to be taller than the other. I just wanted a little area with the bottom one. I'll just tape those down and run them through my die cut machine. And so our grassy hills are ready to go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and adhere my tallest grassy area to the bottom of my panel. Now here's where I decided to switch it around a little bit. Normally at this point my card would have a little bit of a white showing all around my card base. So I decided to lower this hillside just a little bit. And then I'm going to trim the left and right of this panel. I'm going to create a panel that will fit the entire length of my card base. So it's 5.5 inches tall, and then it's going to be a little bit, it's about an inch, about three-quarter inch. Well, actually, by the time I finish, it's about half an. I'm not making no sense, huh? I think I need more copy. You'll see here in a minute. Okay, I'm going to add some green pattern paper. This pattern paper is from the Sweater Weather paper pack. I added it to my background, just matting it on there. And then just so it's a little bit peeking out the left and right. Now you can see I'm going to have about a 1/2 inch on the left and the right, but it's going to cover the full length of my card base. Just attach that with my tape runner, and I think that looks a lot nicer, kind of flowing with the outside of a house look than it would if I just put it in the center of my card base. Okay, I'm coloring in my last pumpkin here using the same shades that I used earlier. And then I stamped the sentiment. The stamp set doesn't have any sentiments in it, so I picked one from the Pick of the Patch stamp set. And then it says, it's just something versatile. It says, "You make me smile." I think it's a nice fall card to give to somebody. I did stamp that with my Raven ink pad, and then created a strip with it and put it next to my pumpkins on the bottom. And then we're going to go ahead and add our last pumpkin right over the top here. Do a little tucking under that grass. Lovely. And then in the stamp set, there's a little brick wall accent, so you can create the outside of your building. And I thought that was so neat. It's just a small image, but it does pack a lot of punch, that little brick image. So I stamped it 4 times, and then I'm going to go ahead and highlight it with my W4 marker, just making it stand out a little bit more. And then we have the outside of our building. I just love the way this turned out. So that's my project for today for LDRS Creative. If you're interested in the stamp set, links are down below. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.